Hello. So today I'm going to be trying something totally different, very much out of my element. I normally stick to landscapes and sometimes little fun spooky doodles and drawings, but I am definitely afraid when it comes to painting portraits. I think I've only tried one face on this channel and I have been making videos for almost a year now. So that shows you that that's definitely out of my wheelhouse. So I did print this image off of the internet, and this is going to be my reference, my inspiration. And I have here a large canvas that my father-in-law got me for my birthday. He got me a pack of these. The size is 12 by 16 inch, and this is also very different from what I normally do. I usually stick to small pieces of paper around 3 inches, maybe 5 inches if I'm really feeling brave that day. So this project is going to be interesting. I'm going to start out with watercolor. So I have my normal palette here, and then I also have, okay, here's my granulating colors, which I think I'm going to do for the background. This might actually turn into a mixed media project, but I'm not really sure yet. I think I'm just kind of gonna dig in and see how it goes, and I'll keep you guys updated along the way. All right, bye. Well, I'm starting on the background with those granulating watercolors, and I've never used watercolors on a canvas before. It says it's multimedia, but I don't know. I'm still getting used to how long it takes to absorb, and it's very, very different than working on paper, so I'm not really sure how this is going to go. There's a chance I might be switching over to acrylics, but we'll see. All right, another check-in here. So I accidentally got a little mixed up with my sketch here. I tried to do like the graphing method. So I was working with quadrants, but I only did 6 quadrants, and for this size of a picture, I probably should have done more. So I don't know how accurate this is going to be, especially down here. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. All right, so another check-in here. I'm really struggling with the canvas. So in the bottom here, I thought if I threw down some blue first, sort of as like a little bit of shadow underneath, then when I came in over with the skin, I would have the desired look I was going for. But instead, everything's just lifting. Even though the underneath paint is completely dry, it's all just lifting. And if you take a look here at this part up here that doesn't have any paint down yet, it doesn't want to really absorb. It's like impossible to get a smooth look. So I'm struggling. I really am. Supposedly the canvas has been primed with gesso and ready for this, but I don't know. So if any of you guys out there have used watercolors on a canvas like this and have any tips for me, please let me know. Thanks. Okay, so this is what I'm learning. On the canvas, you can't really go with the wet on wet method. There's no mixing, blending, bleeding. All the normal things that happen with watercolor on paper are not occurring on the canvas. And so what I'm doing is just laying down one layer at a time, letting it dry, and then trying my best to lay down another layer on top of it without lifting anything from below. So I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of a base, but it's definitely challenging. Okay, I think I have finally discovered something that's working. So I have this tube of white gouache here, and what I've been doing is mixing that with my colors. And so it's becoming a little bit more opaque, and the colors are actually staying in place a little bit more now. So see the hair, how the bottom color didn't lift when I added the darker. So yay, it's actually going a little bit better, but I clearly still have a long ways to go. Okay, so I'm getting to the point where I need to start thinking about eyes and mouth. And that definitely scares me. um, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Those are sort of the main features that if they go wrong, the whole portrait goes wrong. So I'm just gonna really take my time, start out light, and see what happens. All right, so here we are making some more headway. Oops. Still just kind of building up the layers. And I've been working with that gouache to create kind of a more creamy consistency. And so that's how it's going so far. Okay, so I think I'm almost done. I wound up darkening the background quite a bit. I don't know, at this point I'm just kind of messing around and not necessarily making things better anymore. The paint is still lifting quite a bit. So I think next time I try this, I am going to use acrylic instead, or if I do watercolor, I will stick to paper. So I don't know, I'm not completely happy with it, but it didn't turn out too bad. I think I might add like some stars or a little something to the background just to liven it up a bit. And then I think I'm gonna call it a day. Okay, so I am all done. My husband suggested adding a little part of the Breakfast Club theme song. So there we go. First attempt at a portrait on canvas with watercolor. Bad news. A few drops of water fell onto my canvas and it just completely lifted the paint up in that area. So I did my best to get back in there and put the paint back in place, but I will definitely not be using this canvas with watercolor again, despite the fact that it does say for all media. Okay, so I have used this crystal clear Krylon spray. It's acrylic coating, and I've put probably about 3 coats on here, maybe even 4, and I let them each dry in between, and now it's been drying completely for maybe an hour or 2. So we're going to put this to the test and see if this helps. Yeah, I'm really nervous about whether this will stay on. So I'm going to use my spray bottle and cross my fingers, hoping this works. Okay, so we have some dots on there and a little trickle of water. All right, looks okay. Well, I'm really glad that acrylic spray worked. Not that this was really a painting worth protecting, but it is good to know for the future. Final thoughts? I will not be using watercolor on this canvas again. I would like to experiment with just completely gouache next time, and maybe I'll have better luck. If not, I know that acrylic always works great on canvas, so that's definitely an option. But as far as watercolors go, it just wasn't worth the stress, the headache. There were so many issues that I had to overcome along the way, and I'm just really not happy about so many little areas of this. It was difficult just doing a portrait anyways, because that's not something I'm used to, but when you also add in the other issues I had with the canvas and watercolor, it just wasn't worth my time. All right, thanks for watching, guys.